Welcome to Free Media, I'm Robby Soave.
And I'm Amber Duke.
Before we jump into all things Donald Trump, be sure to subscribe to our new YouTube channel, link below. All right, we all know that Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States on Monday.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
Now we're gonna get into some of the executive orders he has already signed in his first hours in the Oval Office, but it was billionaire Elon Musk who might have stolen the spotlight with this speech.
This is what victory feels like. Yeah! Elections are, important, some are not, but this one, this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.
Mainstream media jumped on Elon's hand gesture, insinuating it was a Nazi salute. Here's CNN's reaction.
I just want to look at that salute that he gave again, just if anybody missed it, we'll just show it again. He's just wrapped up here. You can hear the... All right, so we just showed that. We just showed that.
Right. It's worth
salute.
It was quick. I think our viewers are smart and they can take a look at that, but it certainly was, it's not something that you typically see at American political rallies, put it that way.
No, it was not something that you usually would see. And it was quick, as you point out, it was very quick, but it was in a moment of intensity for him as he came out dancing, and then he did that. He is a hero here.
This was followed by headlines from Time Magazine and The Guardian, straight up calling it Nazi-like and fascist.
Musk responded to the backlash saying, quote, "Frankly, they need better dirty tricks. The everyone is Hitler attack is so tired." End quote. That it is, and in that clip we played, those media figures were, I think, testing out whether they could get away with calling him a Nazi. It has taken place already. All over social media are liberal mainstream media figures and people saying this was clearly a Nazi salute. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said this, and actually this just came up at the confirmation hearings for Elise Stefanik, who's supposed to be ambassador to the UN. Democratic Senator Chris Murphy asked her to react to Elon doing a Nazi salute, and she said, well, I was not there, but he absolutely did not do that. And then he starts reading tweets from people on the internet. It's even setting aside the issue, an embarrassing misuse of time of our elected representatives. This was not a Nazi salute. It is a desperate smear by people who hate Elon and resent his influence. And I can't believe we're doing it. And we don't have to do this. It's not a smear. It's not. It is a smear. It's not I'm so overcome with disgust that we're doing the whole OK sign, Nazi tattoos thing. Stop it. You sound crazy.
It is so unserious, so ridiculous, and offensive, really, to legitimate, claims of white nationalism, Nazism, whatever, or potential victims of those ideologies, to claim that someone who literally said what his intention was after, my heart goes out to you. He was giving his heart to the crowd. It was very obvious what he was doing. And this takes me back to the time when we had a whole debate over the CPAC stage, apparently being in the shape of some Nazi symbol.
Oh my God.
And it turned out that the hotel put the stage together, or it was an outside contractor, and yet the Schlaps were painted as Nazis because of the shape of the stage in Orlando. They did it with Laura Ingraham when she waved to the crowd and her arm was a bit too straight for their liking. Pete Hegseth's tattoo became a part of the conversation. And I think you're right. I think they're very desperate. They resent the fact that Trump won. They're doing anything they possibly can to try to stop these nominees, to try to stop Elon Musk from having influence in the administration. And because it became quite obvious that the American people resoundingly support Trump's policies, and a lot of the people that surround him, they have no choice but to resort to the most bad faith, out of context, false characterizations and personal smears against these people.
And conspiratorial.
Yes.
And life is not a Dan Brown novel where there's this hidden roadmap of iconography leading to secret layers of evil cult people or whatever. These are the very people who say there's all this right-wing misinformation out there who are the most prone to, susceptible to manufactured media narratives like this. Again, this is not just my opinion. The Anti-Defamation League, a nonprofit group that monitors anti-Semitism that I have actually frequently criticized for, I think, having a hair trigger for anti-Semitism and for occasionally describing criticism of just the state of Israel as necessarily anti-Semitic, of actually accusing Elon Musk platform of harboring too much anti-Semitism because Musk changed it to allow more free speech, including for hate speech. They had a lot of disagreements about that. So this is a long way of saying this is not a group I would expect to go easy on Elon. If they thought there was even a slight chance it was a Nazi symbol, they said, no, it was awkward. It is not, we do not believe he intended as a Nazi salute. I mean, the man he has admitted to being on the spectrum. His social cues are not always perfect. He jumps around a lot. He pumps his fist a lot. It's to reach past that explanation and say, I mean, what if he was a secret Nazi? Why would he give that away in front of the it doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense.
If you've lost the ADL, which literally cries anti-Semitism at the drop of a hat,
Yeah.
then you know you have gone leagues beyond what a reasonable person would consider to be any question about Elon Musk's hand gestures. The whole thing, the fact that we even have to have this discourse is annoying to me. I find it obnoxious. It's a waste of everybody's time. And it's a symbol of disrespect to the American people that they think that they're stupid enough to buy this explanation. And then the common thing that they throw out is, well, he's far right or he has conservative views, so it's not beyond the pale to think that he would do a Nazi salute. So they're basically doubling down on calling Trump supporters people who, for example, have legitimate questions about legal or illegal immigration as being adjacent to Nazism. That's why you lost the election, because you told people that they're not allowed to have views that are held by the majority of the American populace, or else they're going to be smeared as racist.
And I'm sure there are views that Elon Musk holds that I disagree with, or I mean, I don't know what all of his views are on all subjects, because he often tweets things or retweets things that are ideologically inconsistent. His views on what's going on in Europe or who he supports, I don't know that I agree with them, but there's no way that, again, if you think there's been too much immigration from Arab majority or Muslim majority countries into Europe, and that makes you, for thinking that, a Nazi, then that's suddenly we have millions of Nazis globally. Maybe that is what these media people think. I don't actually think that's what they think. They think views that are commonly held, if wrong, I have lots of criticism of them, make you a Nazi. They don't actually think that, but they think that this is an easy way to criticize someone they hate for other reasons. AOC hates Elon because she hates wealth and she hates the successful business that he's running and the amount of influence now he will have from his standpoint to make America less regulated in the tech space so that our tech companies can be more successful. That is the backdrop to all this frustration with Elon and Zuckerberg and Sundar Pichai and Tim Cook and everyone else who was up there with Trump yesterday. Progressives are furious about this, but you know what? You reap what you sow. They threatened to destroy all of these people's companies to say that you don't get to set the rules for your companies. We're going to break you up. We're going to subject you to more liability. We're going to tell you what you are allowed to say on your platform. We're going to scare you into compliance. Now all those people said, okay, you know what? We're done playing with you then. We need to find a new political coalition. And they're furious that they've just walked away.
It's incredibly clear, too, that they don't actually mean what they say in these accusations because they did the exact same thing to now President Donald Trump by insisting that the views that he held or was espousing on the campaign trail were akin to fascism or authoritarianism. But then as soon as he won, suddenly you have Democrats going down to Mar-a-Lago or mainstream media commentators like Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski, who also compared Trump to Hitler, going down to try to talk to him to convince him to come around to their side on some of these policy issues. Okay, if you really believe this guy was fascist, then you wouldn't be trying to reason with the fascist. If you really thought Elon Musk was a Nazi, then you would have one, better evidence for it, and two, you wouldn't be watching MAGA supporters, by the way, go after Elon Musk for his position on H-1B visas. None of it is consistent.
I mean, if they leave it at authoritarian, I'm fine with it because, I'll call every government policy authoritarian because I'm a libertarian. Like, taxes at 3%? Yeah. What is this authoritarian hell we're living at? Exactly. So that's fine. But fascism is an actual political party and movement that you can't usually...
And they use those two terms interchangeably.
Yeah, I mean, I don't go around calling Joe Biden like a Marxist because he's not actually, or a communist or whatever. His policies are bad, and I disagree with them. I think it's fine to call him an authoritarian. I don't think he subscribes to some Karl Marx sort of newsletter type thing. No, but anyway, that's. We'll leave it right there. I'm sure there will be a lot more hidden hand gestures out there to parse. Unfortunately, idiocy. Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in tomorrow on our new YouTube channel, which is linked below. See you then.